deeply breathing, like panicking. And I look out and I'm like, holy shit, like we are really far in the fucking air right now. And the diver looks at me and he says, oh yeah, we have another 10,000 feet. We have another 10,000 feet to go before we jump out of this plane. And I was like, oh my gosh, you have got to be kidding me. Oh my gosh. Hey everyone, how are you? Super loud, sorry. If you don't know me, my name is Jessica Winans. I'm a spiritual life coach, I'm a business coach, and I'm a yoga teacher in San Diego. Kind of a hot mess today, but I wanted to come on here and say hello. I have been wanting to go skydiving my entire life, but I've always been really scared because for those of you who know me, like I've had a lot of like pretty serious accidents in a short amount of time. Car accidents, fainting spells, injuries, concussions, and so I've always kind of like recently, the past 5 years or so, I've really not trusted my body. And I've struggled a lot with trusting things, like trusting the outcome of situations, trusting my body, because there have been so many times where I almost died and it was like I thought I was taking all the necessary precautions. So I've always kind of been really scared of taking risks when it comes to my body. It's funny because like 3 years ago or 4 years ago or something, I was on another like random date and this guy and all his friends were in the Air Force and they were gonna go skydiving and they asked me to come. And I said no, like didn't feel right at the time. And then my first date with a previous partner, he asked to pick me up and said we're gonna go skydiving, and I said absolutely not, we're not going skydiving. And then a year later, I'm literally on this random Bumble date with this guy, and he's like, hey, basically long story short, he told me that he had all these near-death experiences too, and we were bonding over that, and he said, I really want to get out of my comfort zone. And I said, me too, and he said, let's go skydiving. And I thought he was kidding, so I was like, yeah, totally, like we'll go skydiving or whatever. And he texted me this weekend and was basically like, we're gonna go at this time, and I had a work call and he was like, no, we're gonna wait till you're off work and then we're gonna go. And so yeah, so I paid, and so Tuesday rolls around and I was working in the morning, and then I think it was like 11, I worked from like 6 to 11:30 or something. And I was gonna hop on this live that I normally do at 12, but I hadn't heard back from anybody if they were gonna come, and I literally started panicking and shaking. And I just decided to cancel it and kind of make light and turn into a coaching lesson in the group chat, talking about fear and things like that, and that I'd be back tomorrow, and so here I am. So we get there and we're all freaking out. I'm like freaking out. And then we had to wait 2 hours. We had to wait 2 hours, and I had already turned my phone off and left it in the car. So it was really like total surrender, where I knew I was about to jump out of a plane. I was really scared. And normally my comfort zone is work, and just working a lot. So I couldn't really work because I didn't have my phone. It's not like I have my laptop. So I literally was forced to be completely present. And in that moment, I realized that fear is literally the biggest bullshit that you will ever experience in your life. Like, fear is not a real emotion. I think so much of the time we don't do things because we're scared of the outcome that we miss the whole point of the situation. And yes, of course we have some fear that's important. I'm sure, Leah, like you have felt this before too. Like when you're, for example, like you're walking home and somebody's following you and you feel fear. That is fear, right? Because that's your body literally being like, okay, you are in danger right now. But in general, fear is totally an illusion. So we end up, fast forward, we end up getting on the plane. And it's so funny because I said I wanted to go first because I didn't want to watch everybody else jump out and I didn't want the suspense. Of course, I ended up jumping last. So I'm all the way in the back of this plane. There's like 10 other people in front of me. We're all on this like really small plane, and it's like, we're gonna go higher than this. At this point, I can literally see the ozone layer of the earth. Like, I can see, it was so crazy. So then I'm like, all right, we're done. I turned around to him. I'm like, just so you know, I'm so fucking scared. And he was like, yeah, it's all good. He said, what do you do? I said, I'm a life coach. He said, okay, well, I'm your life coach now. So we're like sitting there, whatever, and he walks you over. Leah, girl, it's fucking crazy. So I'm like literally shitting my pants. No, not really. I was like freaking out though. I was like, oh my god, like I'm about to jump off a fucking plane. And so we walk over. Basically, there's like a videographer comes with you too. So she's like getting ready to jump off, and then him and I were getting ready to jump off. Because you can pick between, it's like an extra $30 to have somebody come versus like versus $30 less for the diver to hold a camera. And I was like, I don't want my fucking skydiver to be holding a camera. Like, he's got to focus on keeping us fucking safe right now. So whatever, I paid extra $30. This lady jumps off. Him and I go up to the edge of the plane, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't do it. I was literally like, I can't do it. And I'm like squatting down, and my knees are like injured right now. So you need to get on your knees, and I was like, oh my god, like my knees hurt, like blah blah. And I was like, I can't do it, I can't do it. And then all of a sudden we're out of the plane. So then you're literally just falling in the air. But it felt so beautiful. Like, it doesn't feel like a free fall. It literally just feels like you are in the air. And then I remember this guy on my back, and then I just thought like, wow, like this is such a beautiful, beautiful experience. And then the parachute opens, and you're like, you just take this big inhale, and you're like, I can breathe again. And it was funny because they wanted me to do all these tricks and stuff, and I was like, no, I'm good. Like, I'm just gonna chill here, like talk to God, talk to the universe, whatever. And I looked out, and it's like you can see the entire, it almost feels like you can see the entire world. And you realize how small you are, but also how small your fear is. Fear is such a fucking illusion. Like, a lot of the times we put ourselves in these boxes, and it's like we fear opportunity, we fear our own success, we fear our own potential, we fear getting hurt. We fear getting hurt so much that we don't live, we don't experience. We know that we want to experience things, but we prevent ourselves from experiencing them for fear of getting hurt. And I just want to tell everybody and empower them to fuck that. Like, fuck that energy. That is not serving you. On the other side of fear is everything that you want in life. The relationships you want in life, the job you want in life, the body you want in your life, the energy you want in your life, the friendships, the relationships, everything that you want is on the other side of fear. So get out there and do something that scares the shit out of you, because you will see in that moment when you survive that, when you experience that and you look back on that experience, you're going to realize that fear is just an illusion.